Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan has arrived at the White House for high-stakes talks with US President Donald Trump, a meeting that comes at a critical moment for both leaders. The two men are seen as enjoying unusually warm ties, and Erdoğan is hoping that this personal bond will help him secure key deals, particularly in the military sphere. At the heart of his agenda is the purchase of advanced American fighter jets, something Ankara has pushed for repeatedly. Leading Republicans in Washington have already indicated that the government's block on sales of these aircraft may soon be lifted. But on another issue dear to him, pressuring Israel to end its war in Gaza, Erdoğan is far less likely to sway Trump. For both leaders, the visit is about balancing disagreements with the optics of unity. Analyst Dorian Jones explained that one of the central sticking points is Gaza. I think the key sticking points will be Israel's war on Gaza. That has been a major point of tension and difference between Ankara and Washington. Trump, for his part, has acknowledged that things have to be done and confirmed he would meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, signaling that while Washington takes Turkey's concerns seriously, its commitments to Israel remain firm. Another unresolved issue is Turkey's relationship with Russia. The country is a major importer of Russian energy, and Trump used his time alongside Erdogan to call publicly for an end to those purchases. Yet Ankara has already taken steps to ease US concerns, signing a multi-billion-dollar 20-year deal to buy American liquefied natural gas. Jones suggested this could help assuage Trump, though suspicions in Washington remain. Syria is another matter of friction. US forces have been working with Kurdish groups there, fighters Turkey considers linked to separatists at home. Erdogan has long demanded that Washington stop supporting them, urging instead that Kurdish forces merge with Damascus as part of a settlement. It is an issue that has divided the allies for years, and it looms large over this visit. Still, the atmosphere at the White House was unusually positive. Trump praised Erdogan's role in the region and emphasized their good relationship. President Trump paid tribute to Erdogan's influence in the region and reiterated his good relationship with the Turkish leader. This warmth is in stark contrast to relations under Trump's predecessor. As Jones noted, President Biden refused to host Erdogan in Washington. That was unprecedented. A deep freeze existed with Biden, but with Erdogan and Trump, it's a real bromance, as many people describe it. From Ankara's perspective, that personal connection is invaluable. Under Biden, doors were closed. With Trump, they are wide open, and Erdogan has brought a long list of demands. Chief among them is access to US weapons systems. Top of the list is America's top-of-the-line F-35 stealth jet, Jones explained. Turkey was once part of the program to build the jet, but was expelled after purchasing Russian S-400 missiles. Despite already paying $1 billion as a down payment, Ankara has yet to see the planes delivered. Opposition in Congress, fueled by lobbying from Israel and Greece, remains strong. Beyond fighter jets, Erdogan is also pressing for sanctions relief on Syria. Trump has already lifted some measures, but harsh Caesar Act sanctions imposed by Congress remain in place. They see that as key to stabilizing Syria, Jones said, though Washington lawmakers want concessions from Damascus before easing restrictions. Erdogan is also likely to push Trump for commitments to restrain Israel, particularly on any possible annexation of the West Bank. For Erdogan, the Gaza conflict remains politically urgent at home. Yet, as Sinan Ulgen, director of the Istanbul-based Center for Economics and Foreign Policy Studies, pointed out, Ankara is careful not to allow this issue to dominate relations with Washington. There is definitely an acknowledgement that Turkey needs the US on a number of other areas that pertain to Turkey's national interests, so everything cannot be subsumed to Israel and its policies. In practice, that means pairing political demands with commercial deals. During the visit, Ankara is expected to announce major purchases of Boeing civilian aircraft for Turkish Airlines. There's going to be a commitment to buy a sizable number of Boeing civilian planes that should boost the long-term capacity of the national flag carrier Turkish Airlines, Ulgen confirmed. Alongside this, a package of new F-16 is likely to be unveiled, with discussions continuing on Turkey's possible return to the F-35 program, though that remains conditional given lingering US sanctions and Turkey's S-400 missile systems. The trip is being widely seen as a reset. The relationship with the previous administration was very much marked by the obstacle that was created by the erosion of democratic standards in Turkey. But the Trump administration doesn't seem to be at all interested in this dynamic, Erdogan observed. The changing geopolitical landscape also plays a role. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Turkey's position as a NATO ally has grown more significant, making its partnership valuable not only to the United States, but also to Europe. Still, doubts remain about Trump's reliability. Ankara remembers 2019 when Turkish forces entered northern Syria and Trump threatened to destroy the Turkish economy. Erdogan put it bluntly. No, not at all. I don't think he's seen as a reliable partner anywhere else than the United States, than the electorate that voted for him, I suppose. However, he is somebody who understands how to do transactional deals. That's how he's seen, and therefore Turkey is strategizing based on this assessment of Trump's leadership. For Erdogan, the symbolism of this White House welcome alone is a victory. After years of cold shoulders, he is once again on centre stage in Washington. Trump gains too, able to highlight his personal diplomacy and his ability to forge deals with difficult partners. But beneath the warm words lie enduring disputes over Gaza, Syria, Russia and fighter jets. Congress will have the final say on any arms sales, limiting Trump's ability to deliver. The war in Gaza continues to test both leaders, pulling them in different directions. Even so, as Jones observed, there are still major sticking points between the two leaders, but at the moment the atmosphere seems very positive. For now, at least, both men appear determined to spotlight common ground, leaving the hardest questions for another day.